Alright fellas, hope we're all feeling good today. CrossFit session coming at you. I am on brand today, guys. Thought I'd make the effort. It's a lovely sunny day and there's a lot less wind, so that makes me happy. However, this is Monday. Today might be totally different for you guys. Might be pissing it down, who knows. Anyway, we're going to get some fitness done still. So we're going to start with a little bit of strength work. And then we're going to move into a little bit of midline work. And then once we've done that, we're going to hit a lovely 10-minute AMRAP. Nice and simple. So, what we're starting with is some Arnold press and some hammer curls. So a little bit of shoulders and then some biceps, yo. Yes, biceps. But to start, we're going to get warm. So what we're going to do is you're going to hit 30 seconds jogging on the spot. Nice and simple. Just jog it away, nothing mental. And then you're going to hit 30 seconds worth of jumping jacks, so that's coming out, bringing it back in. Again, try not to go mental on these, you're just warming up, we're just starting. Then you're going to hit 30 seconds worth of tuck jumps. So from a standing point, you're going to stand, bring them knees up as high as you can, and then bring it back down again. You're going to hit that for 30 seconds. As soon as you've done that, you're going to hit 30 seconds worth of squats, and then you're going to bring one knee up. So you're going to squat down, and then bring that knee up, squat down, bring the other knee up. And you're just going to keep that going for 30 seconds, and then you're going to run through the whole thing again. I'm going to try and pick up the pace a little bit on your next round. So 30 seconds worth of jogging on the spot, 30 seconds worth of jumping jacks, 30 seconds worth of tuck jumps, and then 30 seconds worth of a squat with that little knee raise in there. Once you've done that, your heart rate should be up, you should be ready to go. If at any point throughout that, so let's say you do the jog, the jumping jacks, the tuck jumps and the squat with the leg raise, and you feel you need like a little bit of a rest, take that minute's rest and then go again with those 30-second, those 4 30-second sort of slots. Don't worry about taking the rest. We're just getting your heart rate up, we're just getting you warm. It's not a competition, so take it easy with that. If you need to take a minute's rest between sets, do it. Next we're going to do a little bit of shoulder sort of mobility slash prepared work. So we're getting ourselves ready for doing some Arnold press. There's a lot of twisting and turning in your shoulder and some strength building. So what we're going to do is you're going to lie on your chest. And you're going to bring your hands out behind you. And then you're going to bring them over your head. And you're going to try and not touch the floor the whole time. So you're going to try and twist them. If you watch my hands, at some point I twist them round and then they're backwards. So my palms are facing the sky as I'm coming round. The twisting, facing the floor, and then coming out in front of me. I'm going to try and do that for 10 reps. Take a little break, stand up, shake it out, and then you're going to do another 10 reps of that. Nice and slow and controlled. Don't try and do it 100 miles an hour. We're not trying to do this. We're going to bring it nice and slow, round, and then up, and then the same on the way back. Nice and controlled. Once you've done 2 sets of 10 of that, we're going to get working on the strength work because it's quite a lot of work. So, what we're going to do with this, for purposes of demoing it in the camera, I'm going to do this sat down. You guys can do this sat down too. It does make it harder, puts a little bit more stress on your midline and a lot more focus on your shoulder. So if you've got particularly lightweight, it might be a good idea to do your Arnold press sat down. You can't do hammer curls sat down, people. It's not going to work. So you can just switch to standing up. So what we're going to do for your Arnold press, remember you can do these stood up, you don't have to do them sat down, particularly if you've got a sort of heavyweight. Don't worry about doing them stood up, it's fine, it's not any different. Sorry, it's not any worse doing them stood up. So for an Arnold press, again, you're going to remember, we've done this before, knuckle facing out, and then as we finish, your knuckle's going to be facing back. We're twisting while we're going over, yeah? So when you're doing this with a kettlebell or a dumbbell, the same thing applies. So your dumbbell will be here, and as you're going overhead, it's going to twist, and the dumbbell's going to be facing the other way. It's exactly the same as with the dumbbell. We're here, and as we're going overhead, it's twisting away from us, and bringing it back down nice and slow. With these, you want to control them. Try not to just like go mental with them. Try and think about that reasonably speedy up, and then even slower on the way back down. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to go for a max set on one side. If you've got two dumbbells or 2 kettlebells or whatever, they're the same weight, then go for a max set with both of them at the same time. Then you're going to get 30 seconds rest, and then you're going to go straight into your hammer curls. Now, if you've only got one thing, only got one like implement, so you've only got one implement? Anyway, if you've only got one bit of kit, like a dumbbell or a kettlebell, you're going to do one entire side first. So what you're going to do is you're going to go max set of Arnold press. As soon as you can't do any more, you're going to rest 30 seconds, and then you're going to go into max hammer curls. Now, we've done hammer curls fecking billions of times in Jacked, and probably in classes at points. So more important things to remember with a hammer curl is that that elbow is pinned into your body, and you're moving like you're a robot, so it's just down by your side and right up. So with these, it's literally pin that shoulder in, make sure this elbow doesn't move, and it just comes up and then back down again, nice and controlled. And again, what I'd like to see is a reasonable speed on the way up and nice and slow and controlled on the way back down. Again, we're building strength, and you're going to go for a max set with that. So you're doing max set of Arnold press, 30 seconds rest, max set of hammer curls. Now, if you're only doing that on one side, that's sort of half a set, and you have to go on the other side. The reason we're not doing Arnold press on both sides and then hammer curls on both sides is because that 30 seconds rest is sort of the optimal amount of rest. And if you do a max set of Arnold press on your left side and then go to your right side, this left side is getting a ridiculous amount of rest. And that's not what we want to be doing. We want to be giving it minimum 30 seconds and then going straight into that hammer curl. So doing both sides, that's one set, and we're doing 5 sets, people. So I wouldn't take any rest between sides. So you do your Arnold press, 30 seconds rest, hammer curl, straight into your Arnold press on the other side, 30 seconds rest, hammer curl. Then you're going to take a full 2 minutes rest, yeah? If you have 2 dumbbells that you can do this with, or 2 kettlebells, what you're going to do is you're going to do a full-on max set of 2 with both. You're going to do a full-on max set, then you're going to rest 30 seconds, you're going to do a full-on max set of your hammer curls. Again, you'll take 2 minutes rest at the end of that, yeah? So it's going to take you probably less time if you've got 2 of everything. However, either way, we're working both sides, and they're both working independently of each other anyway. So that is your strength work. 5 sets, people. Max Arnold press, 30 seconds rest. Max hammer curls, 2 minutes rest, 5 sets. Obviously, if you've got one piece of kit, you're going one side, then the other, then taking your 2 minutes rest. So once we've done that, people, we're going to hit a little bit of midline work. Don't worry, it's not a lot in terms of time spent. So we're going to be doing 4 rounds through, and it's a minute's worth of work, but it's just going to keep flowing. So you're just going to be constantly kind of like working that midline for the entire 4 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a plank row. So you're going to come into your top of your press up position, and then all you're going to do is lift that hand up to that body. And you're just going to keep that going for a full 30 seconds. As soon as you've done that, you're just going to hold the top of that plank there for another 30 seconds, and then you're going to roll back in again, round on the rows, and you're going to keep that going for 4 rounds. So it's 4 minutes worth of work, 30 seconds worth of the rows, 30 seconds worth of the plank hold. If you're one of these lucky people like Special Mike and his magical outside gym, and you've got some rings, you're going to use them for your plank hold if you can. So this is kind of like bumping up that plank, making it a little bit harder. So if you've got a set of rings, which I haven't, but if you have, you're going to hold them rings out in front of you for the top of that plank hold. So the same as what you would do if you were just doing the normal plank like this, but obviously you're going to have your rings in your hands, and it's going to be a little bit more unstable. Work on that shoulder stability and that midline stability a little bit more. Like I say, if you've got rings, that'd be a good way of kind of bumping it up, making it a little bit harder. Obviously, don't do that for your rows, because that's going to be freaking impossible. Just do your rows like you normally would. So that's 4 minutes worth of work. Nice little bit of midline work, a little bit of shoulder stability work. And then we're going to work into the workout, which is a 10-minute AMRAP, people. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 15 dumbbell hang squat cleans. So for these, Again, if you've got 2, go for 2. Depending on the weight and depending on whether or not you think you can handle 15 at once. 15 is quite a lot of reps. If you've got one piece of kit like a dumbbell or a kettlebell, you're just going to go one-handed, and what you're going to try and do is, because it's an odd number on the next round, so you'll do your first round and you'll do a certain amount on one side, a certain amount on the other side. On your next round, try and even that out. So just be aware that it's an odd number and you're not going to be able to do them all on one side and all on the other side, unless you're fairly confident that you're going to be able to kind of even them numbers out and do all 15 on one and all 15 on the other. You're going to have to be pretty managed to get that through. So with your dumbbell hang squat clean, you can do this one of 2 ways. So you can either go outside, pop it up, come underneath it, or you can bring that dumbbell on the inside and do the same thing, pop it up and come underneath it. Either way, what you really need to be focusing on is popping that dumbbell up, keeping it nice and close, and then hammering yourself underneath it into the bottom of that squat. So it's a pop and then drop, stand it up. If you struggle with that timing, so that pop and drop, what you're going to do is a power clean and then try and squat down with it just to get that momentum in there. You can use this as sort of practice for that pop and drop. So the more you think about it and the more you try and get that timing, it's going to make it a little bit easier. We don't want to keep it broken forever. It's just a way of you kind of like putting those 2 things together and making yourself, like making your body and your brain understand that pop and drop. So like I say, split the reps between each side if you've only got one thing. If you've got 2 things, go for a double, and it's 15 reps. Once you've done those, it's programmed a 5 metre handstand walk. 5 metres isn't very far, so you probably should be able to do that in your driveways or in all of your massive back gardens that everybody seems to have. However, if we can't handstand walk, the alternative is to find ourselves a wall. So you're going to do 3 wall walks. So that's walking your body all the way up from sort of this flat pushed out position. You're going to walk it all the way up and then walk it all the way back out again. Really focusing on keeping that midline tight, keeping your body nice and rigid. With your wall walks, walk them back out, people. Make sure you're not just walking them up and then falling yourself down. I know it's easier and it makes your life feel better, but it's not what we want. We want to walk it in and walk it back out again. Really building that shoulder and that midline stability, people. So there's 3 reps of that if we can't do the handstand walks. If you don't have a wall available and you're totally lost, what you're going to do is we're going to go for some inchworms, and we're going to do 5 inchworms. So an inchworm being, we've definitely all done these in the warm-up. What you're going to do for an inchworm is you're going to keep them legs nice and straight, walk that body out to that push-up position if you can. Give me a push-up. If you need to come to your knees for that, do it. But ideally, we want to push up at the bottom here, and then you're going to walk it back in again. Again, make sure you're walking it in, walking it out. Don't just do this. Get to here, do the push-up, and then just jump yourself back up again. Keep them legs nice and straight, walk it back in, walk it back out. So, 10-minute AMRAP, 15 dumbbell hang squat cleans, and 5-minute handstand walk / 3 wall walks / 5 inchworms. That is a 10-minute AMRAP, people. What I would do for this is pace yourself, but pace yourself in a way that you can do those sets of hand squat cleans unbroken. And ideally, your handstand walk wants to be one long handstand walk, just the 5 meters, just get it done, rather than breaking it up, coming up, back down, blah, blah, blah. Ideally, both things want to be unbroken, and you want to take your rest in between your sets. If that means you need to adjust the weight for your squat clean, or you need to scale the handstand walk, do that. If you're practicing handstand walks and you're getting fairly good at them, but you're not sure 5 meters is like 100% doable, like feel free to scale that back to like a certain distance that you know you can do. So if that's 3 meters, do that. If that's 2 meters, do that. 1 meter is probably not ideal, people. 1 meter is basically you just falling with style, which is not what we want to be doing. you want to be a nice, controlled gymnastic seat as hell, because Coach Chelsea's watching, and if you do naff handstand walks, she's not going to be happy. So, that is your CrossFit session, guys. Have another look at how it's written out for you, and perhaps write it down, just because it's quite a long session. It'd be good for you guys to be able to sort of see it written out. Me explaining it is obviously alright, but just writing it down for the length of that session is going to help you kind of visualise how it's going to work. Have fun with it, enjoy it. Might see you all on a Zoom.